Well, do you ever get that feeling as though you're being watched? Yes. Hello everyone, my name's Liam Nicholls, and I think this morning the case studies have been touched on, the commercial aspect of the social value, but my presentation is going to be slightly different. What I'm going to talk about is my personal experiences of how I've come into employment. First of all, I'm going to start off with my childhood and the early stages of my life. I'm a Stoke-on-Trent born boy. I've spent all my life in Stoke-on-Trent. I was actually born in Newcastle, a place called Beasley Avenue. Yes, a deprived area. I lived with my mum and dad up until I was the age of 3. But then my parents separated, and I lived with my dad up until I was 8 years old. And I remember as if it was yesterday when we used to leave the house in the morning. He'd take me to school, I'd come home, he'd play football with me. But unfortunately for me, my dad died when I was 8. Which was, at the time, I was 8 years old, and I didn't know what was going on in life. I very rarely knew my mum. Hardly ever saw her. And through the death of my father, I had to go and live with my mum. And unfortunately, still to this day, ever since I was a born baby, my mum's suffers with a very serious alcohol problem. Going all the way through school, I used to come home, see my mum drunk on the floor. It never gave me any inspiration to kind of do well at school and get on with it. I used to pick her up, take her to bed, and from the age of 11, 12, care for my younger brother. Going through school, I was pretty much told I'd never succeed. What are you going to do with yourself, Liam? What can we do? So I had 2 choices up when I was 13, 14. It was either accept of being expelled from school or going to college for 3 days a week and learning the construction trade, and I took it up. Then it was time for me to take my GCSEs, and it says on there I got straight A's, and I did. But unfortunately for me, they all stood for absent. I had no inspiration to do well at school at all. None at all. What options did I have? Very limited. Didn't know what to do. I left school. What can I do? I was introduced to PM training by a school mentor, and I went down to there and they showed me all the different things that they do, and they said to me, we can work with you, we can help you, we can get you into employment, because this is the work they do. And I thought, fantastic. I was 16, and I thought, this is my chance now. I've left school, I've messed it all up. Not many people get a second chance in life, but I did. And they worked with me, they built up my confidence, learnt some very fantastic, valuable life skills. And there was kind of one inspiration to me. And I actually went to the same school as Robbie Williams. And a lot of people think Robbie Williams is a very cocky person and probably doesn't have much respect of a lot of people. But to me, he's a true legend. Someone, probably the most, one of the best people that's achieved success from Stoke-on-Trent that's ever walked through that city. And he's achieved some fantastic goals, and hopefully I'm on the right road to achieve some of the similar goals that he's done. Maybe not in terms of money, but in terms of respect and attitude and going forward, then yes. When I went to PM, I've kind of taken a step back to move forward. You'll see at the bottom of there, 6 cans of Tizer. And when I was 12 years old, I used to walk up to the shop, Quick Save, and I used to buy 6 cans of Tizer for 79p. And I used to take them into school. My rucksack wasn't full of homework that I did the night before, it was full of cans of pop. And I'd take that into school, and I'd purposely wait till after dinner time and after PE when everybody was thirsty. And I'd sell all them cans for £1.50 a can. And from the age of 12 years old all the way up until I was 16, I was earning around about £60 a week. You'll all probably know of the recent success of Port Vale Football Club getting promoted. I'm a massive Port Vale fan. Football is one of my passions. I love football. I never fulfilled my dream of becoming a professional footballer. And the first football match I ever went away from home was Millwall away when I was 12 years old. But that was all funded through me selling cans of pop at school. The trainers I wore, that's what I earned. There was times where I helped my mum out to put food on the table from the age of 12, 13, 14, up until I left home. They were the difficult times we were in. Working with PM Training, they got me to the position where they felt I was work ready. And I undertook a business administration apprenticeship. These are some of the core skills that are going to stand me in good stead for life. You will notice there a few awards that I've won over the past couple of years. And this is something that's never going to be taken away from me. I've never won anything in my life apart from a couple of football trophies. But you will see on the next slide, ITV News presenter Bob Warman, who's presented me with the Sentinel Business Award. I was Apprentice of the Year for 2011. And I can definitely say that's what I'm extremely proud of. I was with Aspire Housing for 2 years. I absolutely loved it. I wasn't doing the things I was doing when I was a young child. I was doing all the right things in life. I was getting up in the morning, I had a positive attitude, I was going to work, I was earning me money. And then it all came to an end. And what would I do next? And then they sat down with me and said, "We're quite pleased with your attitude, Liam." And they offered me an extension of working with Value for Money within the procurement team. And these are some of the roles and responsibilities that I've been responsible for over the past couple of years. And again, these are some of the core skills that I'm never going to lose. I wasn't very good at maths. I wasn't very good at English. When I started working, I didn't even know how to turn on the computer. I still remember to this day the first time the telephone rang and my hand was shaking like mad. And yet, I've somehow found the confidence a couple of years later to stand up in front of 300 people and move on in life. I suppose for everything that's been done for me, I feel very fortunate, very lucky that I've been given this second opportunity. And I wanted to give something back. Will's touched on the Realise Foundation that reinvests all its community money back into the community. So I became a friend of Realise. I give £50 of my own money, which will go towards somebody like a young electrician who's probably been in similar circumstances to myself, who might need a second chance in life, and that might buy him his first toolkit. And one day that young man might be knocking on my house and doing my electrical appliances for me. And again, it could be something to start someone on the employment ladder. You will see there I've run serious half marathons, raising money for the Realise Foundation. One that isn't half marathon, you will notice one called the Malcott Killer Mile. And this is a massive hill back up in Stoke-on-Trent, and it is literally like that. It's not any normal mile. You've got to sprint up it as fast as you can. And to do it in 9 minutes and 56 seconds, it just wasn't achieved by going up quite steady. When I got to the end, I put myself up to the side of a Vauxhall Corsa, and I fell down it, and all the sweat marks over it was unbelievable. And you will see at the bottom there the Potters Half Marathon, which I did last Sunday. It wasn't so much the running that put me through the pain. The pain is now, with all the sunburn on my back, the soreness of the inner thighs where they've all rubbed. But we ran that with a few colleagues in the organisation, and we raised over £1,000 for that event. And I want to do more. I want to do as much as possible to help generate funds to put into the Realise Foundation, which can be reinvested back into the community for very worthy causes. What would have happened if I didn't walk through PM training's doors? I talked about the experiences I've had with my mum, but they get quite more serious than that for me personally. When I used to come home and see my mum in those situations, it made me angry. I got frustrated. And I used to leave the house and I'd go and do stupid things. I started smoking at the age of 12. I had to quit before I was legally allowed to start. There were times where I'd drink myself. You will see outside local shops all the yobs with the hoodies up, asking people to get the drink. If they don't, they start swearing at them. That was me. Some of you might have PVC doors at home, and on them you've got a stick-on doorbell. And I used to take that doorbell off people's houses, and if you go a couple of metres down the road and are behind a car, the sensor is still activated to their house. It's in a small enough radius to trigger off their doorbell. And I used to sit behind cars and press the button and people come to the door and nobody's there, and I'd play stupid man games with people. There was time I was nicking dust caps off cars. I was even selling them. Some of the activities I got up to were unbelievable and something that I'm not particularly proud of and I'm very ashamed of. But I want to share these experiences because that's all in the past now and I'm moving on in life. Yes, these past few years has definitely been a roller coaster. I'm 21 years of age now, I just turned 21. And them downs all there, my childhood, school, my GCSEs, for the wrong reasons, all straight A's. That's not something anybody can put their head out high for. But on the other hand, PM training, Aspire Housing, these are opportunities that have been unbelievable for me. In some cases, people don't get them opportunities and a second chance in life. I've had it and I'm very grateful for the work that Will Nixon, Mally Mills is doing. The MPs, the gentlemen here who are working with young people. This is all fantastic initiatives for the community. What happens next? I don't quite know. One day, I want to be someone like Will. I want to be someone like... The next stage for me is to be chief exec one day of some kind of business in 20 years' time. It doesn't stop here. At the moment, I'm probably not articulate enough. I might not be clever enough, but I can definitely say 100% I will try. Then it came to an end again. What happened next after that? You'll see there my team, Phil Taylor, who's in the room today, and George Davis. These are the team that I'm part of. I'm now a procurement assistant / in a trainee role, something I very much enjoy. The company have also invested money and time for me to do my Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply qualification. This is something that everybody doesn't get, and I'm very grateful for it again. Hope you will see there, I'm at the bottom. One day, I want to be where Phil is. That's my goal. One way or another, it will happen. I'll try my best to make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to see all the faces in here. I hope I haven't been too long and I'm holding up the event, but the time to sit down and listen to me is very much appreciated. I wouldn't normally share my personal experiences with anyone. Everything I've talked to you about is very personal to me. I haven't fitted everything in. I've fitted the 21 years of my life into these couple of slides in the last 10 minutes. But it doesn't stop here. And hopefully the Social Value Act, the initiatives of the MP, the local authorities here, the work of Will, the work of Ian, the work of what I'm going to be doing in procurement with George and Phil, can create more opportunities for young people like myself and create better lives for people, because people like my little brother who's going through all the difficulties of what I had, when he's 16, he's going to need the support. And without companies like PM, he's never going to get it. So thank you very much.